Well, there's a temporary deck anyway. More like a scaffold. But these 2x10s, if you see when I was putting them together, they're warped in a couple directions. Their thickness is not uniform. They're kind of crooked. So I didn't use them in the build, and they were sitting over here in a pile, and I thought, boy, I need to get them off the ground so they don't get wrecked. I'll use them for something. So now it serves two purposes. They're up off the ground so they don't get wrecked, and they're going to provide me with a little platform. I do need to take and modify my stairs. This stair is a good height. That one's too high, obviously, so I'll see if I can cut that out of there and just lower it down, reattach it. All right, so here's the finished product, or I should say finished temporary product. Remember, all these pieces were scraps that I was trying to figure out something to do with. I had to nail together, actually I had to nail these uprights here and take the top step off. So it's just a 3-step. In the future, my intention is to come off between the door and the window with a overhang out the front and a deck, an actual deck that will come out 8 feet. So if I stand over here, this is only a little 3-foot platform, so the deck actually is going to be way out here, and it'll be covered, and I'll have post holes in out here, and vertical posts to hold it up and all that stuff. So that's in the future, but for now this will give me a little platform to work off of for the rest of the winter, for the next 6 months. And now we're on to insulation. So before I get a bunch of comments in the comment section below, I know you guys are going to tell me that I'm not supposed to run a fossil fuel powered lantern indoors. I'm aware of that. I have all 3 of the windows. Matter of fact, I have 2 of these lanterns going, but I have all 3 lower level windows cracked open. But I've got my insulation. This is enough insulation, I think, to do all of the walls, but not the ceiling. So this is all 15-inch insulation. Should do all these lower level walls as well as the triangle sections up top. I'm going to set up a time lapse so you guys can check part of this out, but this is pretty straightforward. You seen me do the stove area a couple videos ago. Really, you measure your length and you cut your insulation to length, and then there's little paper flaps that flip out, and you staple that to the studs so that it holds it in there real nice. And when you come back later, you just put your wall material right over top of the insulation, screw it to the studs, and away you go. So it should be pretty straightforward. Let's see if we can get some done. There's one lower wall completed. Let me take a minute to tell you guys, I've had quite a few people comment on, basically they think that I've framed this all wrong and done everything wrong, and I get tons of comments. You know, I'll walk over here and show you. I don't have a header over my window, any of them. I don't have double studs here like you're supposed to. A few people have asked why I don't have a double top plate, which I do have a double top plate, so you guys can verify that. But I don't have the windows and whatnot framed in like you would if you were constructing a house. I just don't think it's necessary for this small of a building and for what I intend this to be. I just don't see it being a problem. So maybe I'll eat my words in the springtime when everything thaws out. But I don't think so. I've built a lot of things, and I'm not an expert carpenter by any stretch of the imagination. I've said that before, but I can say with very little uncertainty that I'll have any issues with the windows or the door. The other question that I get quite often is regarding the loft structure. Now, I'll walk you guys through this. I put it in the comments of one of the videos. One person commented that I'm relying on fasteners to bear a load. Well, let me walk you through this. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 joists. Each one of the joists has 4 fasteners per side. I think I put 4 fasteners per side, so that's 8 per joist. 8 times 7 is 56, so I have 56 fasteners. I looked it up. A 20 penny nail or the deck screws that I were using have a specific shear strength, and I forget what I put in the comments, but it was somewhere along the lines of 5,000 pounds to be able to, for that loft, the back loft, to carry. Now my intention is to have 2 to 3 people up there sleeping. Even if I put 5 people up there at 200 pounds apiece, that's 1,000 pounds. I'm not even close to the shear strength that these fasteners will hold. So this loft will never fall. The building will fall down before this loft falls. I think it's time for me to go have supper. It is plenty dark outside, and I'm gonna call it for today. So here's where I'm at. You've seen this piece already. The back wall's done. Side wall is almost done. And then I'll be working on the front wall. And then of course I gotta go upstairs. All right, here we are after work again today, and I decided to get this crawl space door handled. So you guys see me put that together. Monica suggested that I do some sort of an easier access with a handle or maybe even a hinge or something on it, which is a great idea. I'm gonna wait until maybe spring or summer to do that though. I just wanted the hole covered up for now. So I'll show you a quick peek of it before we get moving on to more insulation. So all I did is put this J-channel up here to kind of give it a trimmed edge look. And then the panel itself, the 8 screws in the center are attaching that piece of OSB just to give it a little bit of rigidity so it wouldn't be floppy. And then the green screws in the bottom, the green screws on the top. And I couldn't do it without attaching the ribs here, or else it would have had a kind of an ugly look to it. But standing back from a distance, Kind of looks like it belongs there. So I'm happy for now. I guess for now, if I want in there, I got to take like 10 screws out of there. It's kind of goofy, which I did actually. I just realized that I left my ladder underneath there.
Well,
so if I
guess you gotta unscrew everything.
If I want that ladder back, I've got to get back under there. But I don't need it for the foreseeable future. On the interior work, I've got the wooden ladder that we made for the inside, so I'll be able to use that and keep plugging away. So I'm gonna go attack some of this insulation again. Alright, everybody, this is going to be the end of this video. Let's do a status report. Let me kick my shoes off here. So we're coming in on this temporary deck that you seen me build. As we step inside, I've got all the side walls completed with the exception of where the stove chimney is going to go. We've got the end wall completed on this side, and we've got the end wall completed on this side, which used up all of my 16-inch material. So I have left 2 rolls there and 3 rolls here of 24-inch material. It's going to be for these rafters. So you're going to have to catch that one in the next video. Alright, it is well after dark, so in the lantern light I will sign off. I appreciate everybody watching the videos, and if you stayed this long to watch to the end, I really appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next video.